right, good evening, Bulldog fans, and welcome to the GATA Network. We're coming to you live from LaGrange High School for Game 1 of the region semifinal as your Sweeny Bulldogs take on the Wimberley Texans. I'm Matt Wade, joined by my broadcast partner, Charles Gutierrez. Charles, it's been an incredible journey for the Bulldogs to get to this point.
It really has, Mr. Wade. The Bulldogs have shown grit and determination throughout the playoffs, and their most recent series against Robstown was a perfect example of that. After dropping Game 2, the team bounced back in a big way, clinching the series with a 6-0 shutout in Game 3.
That was a huge performance and was led by senior pitcher Kel Newsom. He was absolutely lights out, going the distance with a complete game shutout. Newsom allowed just 3 hits and 3 walks while striking out 4 on only 86 pitches.
You have to admire Newsom's journey. Just last year, he was pitching on JV. Now under first-year head coach Todd Foley, he's became an integral part of a 3-man rotation capable of competing with anyone. Foley made sure to get Newsom experience against top-tier competition early in the season, and that preparation really paid off.
All right, we're going to pause for the national anthem. All right, beautiful national anthem. So going back, Charles, what we were talking about, and it wasn't just his work on the mound. Newsom also contributed offensively in that decisive Game 3, hitting a bloop single that drove in 2 runs early on. The Bulldogs lineup showed up in a big way with contributions from both the top and bottom of the order.
That's right. The top 5 batters drove in all 6 runs, but it was the bottom of the lineup, particularly the 9-hole hitter Jake Coker, that set the table. Coker finished that series 4 for 7 with 2 walks and an RBI. Coach Foley emphasized that getting production from the entire lineup is key to advancing.
Tonight, the challenge ramps up as Sweeny faces Wimberley, a team that's shown its own resilience. After defeating Lago Vista in 3 games and sweeping Pleasanton, the Texans come into this series confident, led by ace pitcher Ty Thames. The senior boasts a fastball reaching 95 miles an hour and has recorded 46 strikeouts in just under 27 innings.
Wow, Thames will be a tough opponent, no doubt, but the Bulldogs have faced top competition all season. They'll need to stay patient at the plate and capitalize on every opportunity. If they can force Thames to throw a lot of pitches early, that could be the key to breaking through.
It's going to be an intense series, and the Bulldogs are eager to make it past the 3rd round for the first time since their back-to-back state championship appearances in 2018 and 2019. The winner of this series will move on to face either Sinton or Navarro in the Region 4 final.
Game 1 is about to be underway here at LaGrange High School. Bulldog fans, get ready to cheer loud and proud. Sweeny and Wimberley are about to battle it out in this highly anticipated matchup.
We'll be right back with the starting lineups. Actually, we've already done the starting lineups, and we are about ready to get underway as Caden Jammer will be on the mound for your Bulldogs tonight. You're listening to GATA Network, home of the Sweeny Bulldogs, and we appreciate you for joining us tonight.
So here we go. Just about ready to start this one.
All right, our first poll of the night, we're going to have many polls tonight, but our first poll is going to be who will score the first run tonight, Sweeny Bulldogs or Wimberley Texans. So leave us your comment in the chat. Who's going to score first?
Here comes the first pitch. That one will be in their first strike. So
yeah.
Great start here in game one.
Yeah, great pitch from Jammer. who's done a great job, Charles, all season for the Bulldogs.
He has. Here comes the 0-1.
This is a fly ball out to left field. Center fielder, though, coming over Coker. Left fielder comes in and it's dropped.
So leadoff single for Wimberley. I don't think that will be ruled an error. It might be.
Yeah, Nate Benavidez out there in left field had trouble with that one. So what should have been an out there here to start the game. He's got a leadoff base runner for the Texans.
Here comes the pitch. Swing and miss there. 0-1.
Yeah, great pitch from Jammer there. Jammer done a good job this season, Charles, of staying ahead in the count.
Yeah, getting that first pitch in for a strike, so important. Here comes the 0-1.
Throw down to first, and runner gets back in time. Sanford throwing down.
Here comes the 1-1. That one fouled back and out of play.
Yeah, fouled straight back.
1-2 count now. Here comes the pitch. That one just misses.
Yeah, it looks like high. Maybe just a bit outside. Mr. Derek Metter in the chat says, Gatta, let's go Dogs. Get the bats going.
Count even at 2 apiece. Steps off.
Mr. Wyatt Wilkinson watching tonight. Says, let's go, boys. Turn it up. Wyatt, we're praying for you, man. Hope you get better soon.
That one just misses, so full count.
Miss Pat Hargett says, come on, Dogs, you can do it. Tayshawn Lang says, Jamma time. That's what I'm talking about. I like that, Jamma time.
Awesome.
This one's popped up. Look out, Charles. It's heading our way. Actually, it's going to stay in play, and Lane Cole makes the catch.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to see one if it does come our way. And
Yeah,
with
we got the sun right at us. So big first out right there for the Bulldogs. We'll keep the runner at first. Mr. Jake Berry says, go get them, Dogs. Miss Catherine Stevenson says, let's go, Dogs. Let us know where you're watching from tonight in the chat. If you're watching a particular Bulldog, let us know.
That one high for a ball. This one popped up. Fly ball.
Right fielder Slade Hickle comes over, and he makes the catch. We're out number 2. So big second out here for the Bulldogs, and Caden Jammer.
Yeah, Caden Jammer looks pretty good so far. Here comes the pitch. This one, another fly ball. This one.
This ball's hit well.
Nate doesn't
Yeah, he
get
struggles
it.
with it.
That'll be a
score a run. Yeah, so with 2 outs, it's going to score the run.
So that will probably be ruled an error for the second error of the inning.
Cole Woodard says, let's get it, Dogs. So Texans score the first run.
So 1-0 count. So that was not ruled an error. So still only one error in the inning. Steps off.
Pitch is low. 2-0 the count.
Here comes the 2-0. That one's in their first strike, 2-1.
Yeah, good pitch from Jammer there. Gets the fastball over the plate.
That one low. Check the runner at second, and ball gets away, but runner will stay there at second. Stay put. Yeah, it can be a little risky throwing down to second.
Yeah, for sure. 3-1 the count. 2 outs in the inning. Bulldogs looking for one more big out here in the top of the first. Pitch is high, ball 4.
So runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the first for Wimberley.
Gonna bring the infield in, talk to Jammer for a minute. Tough inning for Jammer as you know, you think about it, Charles, we should be in the dugout, or we should be at the plate hitting. It's always tough to start a game like that, but Bulldogs have proven to be resilient this year. Hopefully they can shake this off and pull it together.
Yeah, get the bats going. First pitch strike, 0-1.
Yeah, great pitch from Jammer there. Runners on first and second.
That's in their first strike, 0-2.
Yeah, great off-speed pitch there from Jammer. Hits the inside corner.
Yes, ma'am.
Here comes 0-2. That one fouled back and out of play.
Yeah, he reaches for that high fastball. Just gets enough of it to foul it off.
Here comes the pitch. This
Popped up on the infield.
Cole comes in, makes the catch, and that will do it for the top of the first. Wimberley does score 1 in the inning, so 1-0 Wimberley heading into the bottom of the first.
Yep, they score once, 2 errors. Officially, I think it maybe they scored 1 error, but
It looked like 2.
yeah, it could really be 2 errors, but so Bulldogs looking to get the bats going, Charles. We got 129 viewers. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to GATA Network tonight. If you're a normal GATA Network watcher, listener, you've heard me say this many times, and Charles, but if you're new to GATA Network, ring the bell, subscribe to GATA Network. That way you'll never miss a live stream.
Make sure to also like the live stream.
Mr. Jake Berry says he's watching from Cabo.
Wow.
Wow, Mr. Jake Berry, we'd all like to be you right now for sure. That sounds amazing.
It does.
Mr. Jim Way says go Dogs. Miss Jennifer Wilkinson says let's go. Chief Velez, Dogs will get it done. Jammer is going to drop the hammer. I agree, Chief Velez. Nicole Woodard says she's watching Rook and Kell. Love it. So the Texans ace, Charles, is not throwing tonight. Thames, he's at third base tonight. So we're going to save him for game 2.
Yeah, he throws. I heard that he throws 97 as his top.
97 is his top. Yeah, he's a big kid. We're looking at him right now. He's just right across from Charles and I at third base. All right, so Caden Jeremy will be leading off for the Bulldogs as he has all season. See if he can get things started. Charles, he's done a great job this year of leading off for the Dogs, finding a way to get on base, whether it be with a walk.
He's had a lot of multi-hit games.
Absolutely. See if he can keep that up tonight.
We're going to need him to. Here comes the first pitch. Jammer hits this one center field, and he makes the catch. Hardly had to move out there.
Yeah, he really didn't move at all. Stayed at really just stayed in one spot there. Make that catch. So quick out for the Texans. Going to bring up Mr. Wyatt Ellis to the plate. Mr. Wyatt Ellis leads the team in steals this year.
That doesn't surprise me. He's pretty fast.
He is quick. He's done a great job of holding down second base for us this year.
That one inside. Here comes the pitch. Foul back and out of play. Here comes the 1-2. Wyatt hits this one right field. Foul territory and out of play.
Yeah, that'll get out of play, thank goodness. Texans not able to make a play on that. Count 1-2 to Ellis.
That one inside. So count even at 2 apiece.
Yeah, good eye by Ellis there.
Here comes the pitch. That one foul back our way.
If you want it.
Sure. We haven't sat down this year, Mr. Ware. I don't think so. Here
Yeah,
comes
LaGrange's very hospitable.
And that one hits him. So hit by pitch, so runner on with 1 out here in the
Yeah,
bottom
they
of
clunked him right
first.
on the head.
Yeah, we're on the helmet.
So Ellis will take a minute. Doc will come out, check on him, make sure he's okay.
I mean, even with the helmet on, it can still hurt a little bit.
Oh yeah, it doesn't feel good. All right, Ellis is gonna be okay. So Bulldogs got a base runner here, bottom of the first, 1 out. Let's see if we can get him around. Rook Sanford coming to the plate. That's the man you want at the plate, Charles, with a runner on the bases. Rook Sanford leading the Bulldogs this year in batting average and slugging percentage.
Here comes the pitch. That one inside. So ball 1 to Rook.
Yeah, good eye from Sanford.
Here comes the 1-0 runner going. Pop up.
Hopefully it gets out of play, and catcher trying to make a play on it.
And he
He's not
doesn't.
able to. as
It
that
could be
falls to the
tough.
ground harmlessly, thank goodness. As hit and run was on there. Ellis was moving on the swing. That's a tough play to make right there, Charles. Really hard.
It is.
Really hard to make. Catcher gave a good effort there. Mr. Metter says, Lucas says, go Rook, get an RBI. That'd be awesome. How about 2 RBIs? Just hit it over the fence.
It would be what we want. Here comes the pitch. That one just misses.
Yeah, misses high. Good eye from Rook. The inside count, 2-1.
It's a little wobbly.
Check the runner first, and he's back on a dive.
Yeah, good job of Ellis to get back. It was a nice little pickoff move there from the Texans pitcher.
It was.
Wyatt Ellis has a healthy lead. Pitcher checks on him. Ellis will walk back. As we've already stated, Ellis leads the team in steals.
Here comes the pitch. That one misses again inside. So 3-1 count to Rook.
Hitters count here, Charles.
Yeah, this is probably the perfect count for a hitter. Here comes a pitch, and
He does go around.
Yeah, he does. Full count, 3-2.
Yes, ma'am, I'm done.
Yeah, Rook not able to hold off on that. Would have been ball 4.
Lane, can you see the count?
Check
Check
the
on
runner,
again,
and
he's back.
just barely back on a dive.
He's got a quick move.
He does.
First base. He's accurate too.
Here comes the pitch. That one fouled back.
Ooh, look out, Coach.
Fouled. Right
We're
side.
coming right at Coach Foley.
It was. So, again, a full count delivery. Ellis still with a good lead at first. Here comes the pitch. That one's in there. Backwards K gets Rook looking for a strikeout. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the first. So now Holt Blessing up for the Bulldogs. Here comes the pitch. That one fouled in the dirt.
Well, Blessing is the RBI leader for the Dogs.
He is RBI machine.
Be nice to see hit one in right center field. Get Ellis home. Tie this thing up.
I mean, it's a little.
Here comes the pitch. Runner going.
There's a throwdown.
And he'll be, ball gets away, so he'll be safe at second. I think he would have been safe either way.
Either way, yeah. Yeah, great jump by Ellis.
So 0-2 count to Holt Blessing. Here comes 0-2. That one low.
Jordan Brooks is asking how they scored. He just turned on the game. So pop fly out to left field with 2 outs. So the runner was moving. Runner was on first. He was moving on contact. Ball was dropped, and he scored. Count 1-2.
Here it comes. That one fouled back and out of play. So again, we'll have a 1-2.
Wyatt, appreciate you answering in the chat.
Is this some good
Here comes the pitch. That one fouled to the left or right, out of play.
Look out, Jacob.
Yeah,
Over
coming.
towards our cameraman on the first base side. Speaking of, shout out to our Gata Network crew. We got Mr. Jacob Turner on the first base camera, senior. We'll miss him. We got Miss Addie Dvorak out on the center field camera.
Here
We
comes
got
the pitch. Swing and a miss.
swing and a miss. So big strikeout there for the Texans.
That will do it for the first inning as we head to the top of the second. Still 1-0 Wimberley.
Third base camera, we got Mr. Declan Weston running the show there. Of course, in the trailer, we have Miss Lauren Doak. She's running our streaming software and scoreboard. And then we got, if Skylar's listening, Coach Sam Rackwitz on the switcher. So, Skylar, you can kind of grade her on how she does there. Got 195 viewers. To thank all of you for tuning into Gata Network. We appreciate that.
We do.
All right, Charles, it's time for a little this or that. Let's see, our first this or that category. Fans, you can answer this in the chat. Play along with Charles. The little this or that. Summer vacation, Charles. Beach or the mountains?
I'm going to have to go with the beach. I love the beach.
Love the beach, huh? You sound like
Yes.
Mr. Jake Berry. He's in Cabo. I think he'd agree with you. All right, how about this? In watching baseball, would you rather watch a pitcher's duel or a high-scoring game?
I mean, both are entertaining. I think I'd rather watch a high-scoring game, though a good pitcher's duel can be pretty nerve-wracking and entertaining. And you don't see too many pitcher's duels anymore.
That's true. You know, even in Major League Baseball, it's really turned to more of an offensive game.
It has.
But, yeah, I agree with you. I do like to see a good pitcher's duel. It can get real intense.
It can.
All right, and lastly, Friday Night Lights or Saturday afternoon baseball?
Got to go with Friday Night Lights.
Awesome.
Nothing-
I definitely
nothing
agree with
beats
you
it.
there. All right, here's Jammer's first pitch, top of the second. This one's hit out to center field, and Coker comes in and makes the catch.
So out number one pitch, one out.
Jay Coker's done a great job of holding down center field.
Yeah, you always want your best defensive outfielder to play center. He can cover the most ground. It's usually what you want. Here comes the first pitch. That one's in there for a strike, 0-1.
Miss Nicole Scoggins in the chat says, let's go, Dogs.
Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. So already one quick out in the inning, and Jammer not wasting any time on the second batter.
Yeah, Jammer's usually all business on the mound. He doesn't waste time between pitches, gets the ball back, rocks and fires. Big
Man.
swing and a miss
Boom.
there. So big strikeout from
strikeout.
Jammer for out number 2.
So 2 quick outs. See if we can head to the dugout quick here in the top of the second. Here comes the first pitch. That one high for a ball. 1-0. The sun is finally no longer in our eyes.
Yeah, it's nice.
Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Yeah, another big swing and miss.
No batting gloves.
Yeah, going old school. I like it.
And a little throwback. Here comes the pitch. That one high. 2-1.
Yeah, just misses there. Joanne in the chat says, go, Dogs.
That's my Nana.
Awesome.
And that one misses. So 3-1 count.
Welcome to Gata Network, Nana.
Well, let me just double check before. I believe that, yeah, she has the brown background. Here comes the pitch. That one fouled back, so full count, 3-2.
197 viewers. We'd love to get up to 200. Full count, 2 outs here in the top of the second.
Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Jammer not wasting any time here in the top of the second. 1-2-3 go the Texans.
Yeah, great job by Jammer. Closing the inning out with 2 strikeouts. Love to see it.
So let's see what the Bulldogs can do with the bats.
Okay, so then the person is
Hopefully get
throwing it in the
a little
middle,
rally going,
then put the
get some
point over
runs.
there, and then when they're
Because
throwing
this
it,
isn't
on the other
Wimberley's ace.
side. Okay, I was making sure. Thank you.
Definitely want to win this.
Absolutely, game one's
one.
huge. All right, it's time for another fan poll. Charles, poll in the chat. So when the poll comes up, make sure you answer the poll. The question is going to be which Bulldog will have the most RBIs tonight? Your options are going to be Kel Newsome, Caden Jammer, Wyatt Ellis, or Rook Sanford. What are your thoughts, Charles?
I'm gonna go with. Say the options again.
Kel Newsome, Caden Jammer, Wyatt Ellis, or Rook Sanford.
I'm gonna go with Caden Jammer. I think that the bottom of the lineup's gonna get on base for him.
Caden Jammer or Rook Sanford. So let us know in the well, Miss Doak's working on getting that poll up in the chat. When she does, fans at home, you can answer that. Let us know what you think.
So Cale Newsome first up for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the second.
Speaking of Kel Newsome,
Here he is. Here comes first pitch. This one hit and the shortstop, and he fields it, and good stretch at first for the out.
yeah, great stretch there. Gets by the third baseman, Thames. Shortstop, though, behind him to clean it up. And like you said, great stretch at first. Ball gets there just in time.
So Lane Cole stepping up for the Bulldogs now. Here comes the first pitch to Cole. Takes that one for a strike, 0-1.
So far in our poll, we got a tie between Caden Jammer and Brooke Sanford, each having 41% of the vote.
Here comes the pitch. That one high for a ball, good eye. It can be pretty tough to lay off those high ones. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
So that outfield camera, Miss Addie, she's up really high, Charles, in the wind, so it may get a little shaky sometimes, but she's doing the best she can out there. She's doing a good job. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit.
It is. 2-2 count to Lane Cole.
Miss Lois Johnson says, "Go Dogs." Shout out to Miss Lois Johnson. She's our transportation director, and she does a heck of a job, Charles.
Awesome.
Just a really great job coordinating transportation for the district. Here's a base hit out to left field. So Lane Cole getting things started here for the Dogs. Great hit down the left field line.
So now with one out in the inning with a runner at first, here's Nate Benavidez.
Best Kid's mom says KJ. Guess that's her answer to the poll.
I think that would be mine. It's between KJ and Rook for me. Here comes the pitch. That one's in there for a strike, 0-1.
So Nana Charles says, "Good job, Charlie and Mr. Way." It's your Nana.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, we do appreciate it.
Mr. Jordan Brooks says Rook. That's his answer. Nicole Woodard says Kell or Rook.
That one fouled off and out of play. So 0-2 count to Nate.
Give that to us again, Ms. Doak. What's the poll at? So right now the poll is tied between Cade Jammer, Rook Sanford, both at 39%.
That one high for a ball. So 1-2 count.
Fred Delgado is asking, is Jammer Quentin Jammer's son, who's a former NFL player? I don't believe so. It's a good question. It's probably maybe family somewhere for sure, but it's not his son though. Good question. This one's on the ground, too short, and he misses the ball.
So everybody's safe. Runners at first and second with only one out.
V. King says go Dogs. So opportunity, Charles, there for a double play. I mean, it could have been hit to a better spot, to be honest with you, to turn two, and young man just got in a hurry. Didn't pick up the ball.
Yeah, you got to play cleanly.
Yep. So break for the Bulldogs. It's going to bring up Kelly to the plate. 2 men on now, 1 out in the inning. Opportunity for the Dogs.
Here comes the pitch, and that'll be a strike. 0-1.
Yeah, Braden Kelly couldn't hold up on that.
I think it might have been a strike either way, maybe.
Yeah, it was going to be close.
Here comes the pitch. That one outside for a ball. So 1-1 count to Kelly. And steps off, looks the runner back to second. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss, good pitch there.
Yeah, big swing and a miss. Kelly saw one he liked, just couldn't get a hold of it. One-two pitch on the way.
Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Kelly goes out on strikes for the second out.
Yeah, so big strike out there. It's going to bring Mr. Jake Coker.
He had a pretty big series last series.
Yeah, we talked about him to start the game. Coker again finished the last series, 4 for 7, Charles. 2 walks and an RBI. So
that one misses.
Coker, who you want to see at the plate with a man in scoring position as hot as he's been at the plate. Coach Foley emphasized getting production from the entire lineup being key to their success so far. We'll see if Coker can keep this up.
Bunt attempt is in there for a strike.
Yeah, he squares around showing bunt there, pulls it back. Coach Merchant says go Dogs, Gata. Appreciate you, Coach.
Here comes the pitch.
Outside.
That one misses. So 2-1.
Just a bit outside, Charles.
Just a tad bit. Here comes the pitch. That one misses. 3-1 count. Looks the runner back to second.
Yeah, nobody home though. Three won the count. Coker.
Here it comes. That one's in there for a strike. Umpire looked like he was going to ring him up.
He did.
Yeah, just a second strike, so full count, 3-2. Here comes the 3-2. And backwards
He does ring him up
K.
as Coker. Coker
was
felt like it was
close.
ball 4.
It was close.
Umpire disagrees. In there for a strike.
So into the inning, we head to the top of the third, still 1-0, Wimberley Texans.
All right, Charles, going back to our poll. We've got Rook Sanford winning at 45%, Caden Jammer 37%, Kel Newsom 12%, White Ellis 4%. We appreciate all those who contributed to the poll. We're in the beautiful rolling hills, Charles, of Texas. I love this area.
I do too. It's beautiful.
All right, Coach, you're good. Next time on, boy.
All right, so we're going to go back to a little this or that, Charles. You ready for some more this or that?
Yes, I am.
All right, so this or that, Charles. Do you enjoy in your high school experience? And fans, you can leave comments on this in the chat. Do you enjoy more a good pep rally or a team send-off?
Both are pretty good, but I don't think anything really beats a good pep rally.
I agree, especially in the fall. Those pep rallies on Fridays. Got the band in the gym. It's loud, pumping everybody up. What about the class cheers? You like that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
good
like
stuff.
it.
Awesome. All right, here's another one. Would you rather see at a game a mascot race or a dance-off?
That one's tough. I think I'm going to go with the race, though.
Have you seen some
Mascot
good?
race.
Have you been to like some major league games or some minor league games and seen the little games they do?
Yes, I have. Even in the MLB, sometimes they have like where you have to, the kid steals the
Yeah,
base.
absolutely. Have you seen the mascot that like eats the player? Have you seen that?
Yeah, the
It's crazy.
green monster.
Yeah, he like goes like all the way into his like suit or whatever. It's like he eats him. It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
All right, back to Caden Jammer. He's already thrown the first pitch for a strike. Here's pitch number 2. Big swing and a miss. So Jammer rolling, Charles.
As he always does.
Yeah, had a great top of the second inning.
It's like a video game whenever you're speed running, trying to beat the game as fast as possible. That's what he does in baseball.
Yeah, rocking and firing. Ooh,
That one just misses.
like that just missed outside.
That one's in there for a strike. Backwards K.
Yeah, great
So
pitch from
one out.
Jammer.
Here in the top of the third. Not wasting any time. Here comes the pitch. That one's in there for a strike, 0-1. He's so good at getting that first pitch in for a strike. Here comes the pitch. That one fouled, and Coach Foley had to avoid that ball coming at his feet. Here comes 0-2. And that one hit to Lane Cole at third. Throws first, and he's out. So 2 outs, 2 quick outs here in the top of the third. So 2 outs here in the top of the third, 2 quick outs. And here's Thames up to bat.
Yeah, ace pitcher for Texans.
That
Heard
one
that he's
just
got
missed.
a D1 offer. I don't know where to, but
Not too many pitchers in the MLB can throw as fast as he can.
yeah, he throws tops out at 97 miles an hour, I believe you said.
Yes, that's what The pitcher for the Texans tonight said to us, we asked him how hard he could throw. Here comes the pitch. This one hit.
Hit well out to right field. That's going to get over the right fielder's head.
Gets to the block quickly, throws it in quickly, and he'll stop at second. So, double for Thames.
Yeah, leadoff double. He squares that one up. So Thames an athlete.
He is. He can hit, he can pitch.
He does it all. Wyatt Wilkinson says Rice University. That's where he's heading. Thanks, Wyatt.
Here comes the pitch. That one's in there for a strike on one.
Here's Miss Karen Foley watching from Lufkin. Go Dogs. That is Coach Foley's mom. Hope you had a great Mother's Day, Miss Foley.
Here comes 0-1. This one, hot hands. The third base coach for Wimberley.
Yeah, some chatter from his team. Giving him some congratulations. Quick hands there. Barehanded too, Charles.
Here comes the pitch. That one just misses. Wow. 1-2 count.
So we're making some adjustments to that center field camera, so maybe a little shaky.
And swing and a miss. And that will do it for the top of the third.
Yeah, huge strikeout there from Jammer. Spoils the double, Charles, by Thames.
Runner left stranded. So we head to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Wimberley.
$235 viewers on GATA Network. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We appreciate that. As the sun sets, we'll have to make some adjustments to our cameras with the brightness levels and whatnot, so bear with us. We'll work through some of that.
Looks like you got 2 headsets on, Mr. Way.
I do. I'm wearing 2 headsets. That way, Charles, that way the folks at home can hear me, and you can hear me. And then also that way Miss Doak can hear me in the trailer, and I can hear her, more importantly. Mm-hmm. She's like our producer, so she lets us know what graphics are coming up on the screen, whether we're playing this or that, or a fan poll, or some trivia, which stay tuned, folks, because you're going to have an opportunity maybe to stump Charles with some trivia in a little bit.
Kind of getting a little worried.
Nah, don't be too worried. That looks really good, trailer, if you can hear me. That looks really good, trailer, if you can hear me, Ms. Doak. Shout out to Ms. Doak. She does a great job. Oops, sorry about that. A little feedback. So I am wearing 2 headsets. I'm sure it looks a little funny. It's also interesting trying to keep them both on my head. Maybe a little TMI, but the sweatier I get standing here too, the harder it gets. It's a little slippier. Shout out to band. They've got their band concert tonight. My girls, who they're normally here with us, are part of the GATA Network crew. They are not here tonight.
Yeah, we're missing a few people.
And I definitely miss them. If you guys are watching, love you. Shout out to Mom and Dad, who are at my niece's, Maddie Way, her graduation tonight. So Dad probably has his phone secretly pulled up, trying to be quiet, listening and watching to the game.
So back to the top of the order. First pitch is a ball to Caden Jammer. Here comes the 1-0. That one's low and in the dirt. So 2-0 now to Jammer.
Mr. Tyler Owens in the chat says, let's go Texans. So welcome, Wimberley fans.
Yeah, we welcome everyone here.
Yeah, glad you're able to tune in, watch your team.
Here comes the pitch. That one will be in there for a strike. 2-1. Here comes the pitch. Jammer hits this one, and that'll be a fair ball.
Gets past the right fielder. Jammer wheeling around to second. He'll be in with a double. Interesting slide there from Jammer.
So leadoff double for the Bulldogs.
Tyler Owen says, thank y'all for broadcasting. Absolutely, our pleasure.
So pinch runner, Jack Janela coming in for Jammer at second. Seems like every single game Jammer manages to get a hit. So now up to bat Wyatt Ellis. He reached first on a hit by pitch his first time up.
Yep, got doinked in the head.
Checking the runner at second.
Nobody home.
Actually, I don't know if that is Jack. It might be someone else at second.
No, I believe it is.
All right, good to know.
Trailer said it was Jack.
That one high and outside for a ball.
And Miss Dope's never wrong, so, all right.
And mound visit now after the leadoff double.
Yep, tight ball game, Charles.
Or 1-0 Wimberley.
So Mr. Mike Follett says, I just stumbled across your channel. Thanks for broadcasting the game. Sweeney High School class of 1978.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Welcome to the broadcast. Appreciate you tuning in. Like we tell all our viewers, make sure you ring the bell and subscribe.
Yeah, ring the bell, subscribe, hit the like button, share with your friends and family.
We're almost up to 2,000 subscribers.
Wow,
so
that
I'd
will be a huge milestone.
Yeah, I'd love to hit that number of 2,000. I remember it was a huge deal when we got to 1,000, so we're at over 1,800.
Here comes the pitch. That ball misses.
Yeah, misses high.
So 2-0 to Wyatt Ellis.
Pitcher takes a long look in, Charles.
He does. Here comes the 2-0. That one's in there for a strike, 2-1.
Mr. Marcus Way says, Gatta Dogs. I kind of know that guy.
Maybe
I've
you
known
do.
him my entire life except for 1 minute. It's my twin brother. I'm 1 minute older than he is. I remind him of that a lot.
Bunt Tim brought back, and it will be a ball. So 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. Shout out to Jack Janela, Charles. He's done a great job on the bases this year, pinch running for the Bulldogs. Makes really wise decisions. Does a good job.
Here comes the pitch. Bunt attempt and beautiful bunt by Ellis. I'll advance the runner to third, and
I don't know what he's calling.
what?
That was a great bunt. I don't know what he called.
I think, is he saying that it hit his foot? I don't know.
There's no way it hit his foot. It got, it got way out in front. I don't know what he called, but it's an out at first, and our runner's got to go back.
I don't understand the runner going back.
I don't understand the call.
Bulldog's not arguing with this, though. Not sure exactly what happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Chance Crowder says, let's go Texans from the tavern. Welcome into the broadcast.
That one low for ball to Rook.
V. King says, watching from Anchorage, Alaska, go Dogs.
Wow.
So Rook Sanford at the plate. 1 out in the inning. Runner in scoring position.
Here comes the pitch. This one hit
On the ground to
second
second.
baseman. So runner now advances to third.
Yeah, 90 feet away.
So that would have tied the game if Jack was at third. He might have been able to go home on that.
Yeah, I definitely think he would have. Hit to the right side of the infield. He's going home. I think he would have been there. So huge call.
But Holt Blessing now up. RBI chance. He's RBI leader. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, see if Holt can get a big hit here.
Here comes pitch.
This is on the ground to third. Thames fields it cleanly. Makes a throw across the diamond for out number 3.
So Wimberley avoids the leadoff double.
Yeah, they do. They spoil the leadoff double. Bulldogs not able to get it across the plate.
So still 1-0 Wimberley Texans heading into the top of the 4th.
Yes, I can hear you, Ms. Doak.
So Caden Jammer coming back to the mound here in the top of the 4th for the Dogs. Let's see if he can keep up what's been a pretty good game for him so far.
All right, so shout out to our Guided Network crew again tonight. Just keep in mind to our new viewers that this is a student-run program. We've got a lot of high school kids working all the technology, the cameras, technology inside the trailer, and whatnot. It's a great opportunity for them to learn the trade, so that's why we do it. So just keep that in mind. Student-run program. We do ask that in the chat. We love for you to leave comments. Feedback, just please remember to keep it clean. Whatever you leave in the chat and positive. Again, we appreciate all of our viewers tonight. Mr. Keith Bozeman asked me to try to figure out what that call was. We'll work on that. Appreciate you watching, sir. From the Peach. So Caden Jammer, Charles back out there. Here to start the top of the 4th.
Hopefully he continues what's been a pretty good game for him so far.
Yeah, he's done a great job on the mound tonight. Really, you erased the 2 drop balls in left field to start the game, and it's 0-0. But things happen, and it's all about overcoming. Finding a way to persevere.
Our bats have looked pretty good so far.
We're making contact. We're hitting the ball.
Yeah, we are.
Just got to start coming up with timely hits. It'll come. Caden Jammer's done a good job this season of keeping the Dogs in the game, and they're in it. So hopefully the bats will come alive here in the next couple innings.
Yeah, just get a good rally going, get some runs.
Manufacturing those runs. So first pitch, top of the 4th, coming from Jammer.
That one fouled back and to the backstop. So 0-1.
San Marcus Meg says, thank you so much for the video, Wimberley fan, but thank you. Absolutely. We're glad you're here enjoying the broadcast.
So 2-1 or 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 the count.
Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Jammer working fast like he always does. Here comes the pitch. That one just misses, 2-2. That one fouled back and out of play. So we'll have another 2-2.
Big swing there.
Here comes the 2-2. That one runs to the count full. Called a ball. 3-2. Here comes the pitch. That one's in there, backwards K. He got him. So, first out for the Bulldogs comes from a strikeout by Jammer, or second out actually in the inning. So, Jammer not wasting any time here in the top of the 4th.
Miss Courtney Cadella says, let's go, Dogs.
Actually, it was first out. I was right the first time. Here comes first pitch.
On
That
the
one
ground to
hit.
Ellis is second. He's going to scoop
he's
and throw.
out.
Yeah, good play from Ellis.
So 2 outs now in the top of the 4th.
Two outs, Charles, for Jammer. In
Yeah.
the top of the 4th, he continues to roll along.
Here comes first pitch. That one's in there for a strike. He is so good about getting that first pitch in for a strike.
Yeah, does a good job.
Well over half of his first pitches are for strikes. Here comes the pitch. That one gets in to left field for a base hit.
Yep, 2-out single for the Texans. They'll have a base runner with 2 outs.
So, pinch runner for the Texans.
Here's the pitch from Jammer.
That one's in there for a strike.
Again, he continues to get ahead in the count. Oh, and 1 pitch on the way.
Blowing in the dirt. Here comes pitch. That one just misses.
Yeah, it's outside.
Here comes the 2-1. This one hit pretty well to left field. Benavidez under it, makes the catch for the 3rd out.
Yeah, Benavidez does a nice job there. Settling on the ball, making the play. Good job, Nate.
So we head to the bottom of the 4th. Still Wimberley up by that 1 run, 1-0.
So, Charles, we have a question from a viewer. She's asking for you to explain a backwards K.
Backwards K. So backwards K is whenever the batter watches that 3rd strike for strike 3.
Got it. Speaking of, as we head to the bottom of the 4th, Ms. Doak, let's do some trivia with Charles.
Oh boy. Let's see if I can finally get stumped. I hope not. I'm pretty confident.
Leave your answers in the chat if you think you know the answer. And Charles, ready for the first question?
I am.
What is the only MLB team to never play in a World Series?
All right, let me think. I know that the Rockies have played in one. The Mariners. I want to say, no, the Mariners have never played in a World Series.
All right, Charles is going to go with, is that your final answer?
I want to, yeah, that's my final answer.
Charles is going to go with the Seattle Mariners. We'll give our viewers a chance to answer in the chat. Tell us what you think before I tell you what the right answer is. Charles, I think you're going to know this one. Who holds the record for the most career home runs in MLB history?
Barry Bonds with, I want to say 756. I could be wrong.
So we'll let our viewers answer that as well. I'm gonna go back to the first question for them real quick. What is the only MLB team to never play in a World Series? And the second question was, who holds the record for the most career home runs in MLB history? Tell us how many if you know. And no, Miss Cadella, you can't Google that and answer. Lastly, Charles, what is the rarest play in baseball?
Probably a triple play. That has to be pretty rare.
Rarest play? Can you give me some more about that? You want to add anything to that?
Oh, so it's like a type of triple play. That's what I'm guessing.
It is a type of triple play. All right, we'll have the answers for you as we go to the top of the fifth. It's
So
going to be fouled back. Mr. Kel Newsom at the plate.
Here comes the pitch. That one just misses. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1. That one's high for a ball. 2-1. Sorry for the feedback there. Here comes the 2-1. That one fouled. Count even at 2 apiece.
Between pitchers here, Charles, Mr. Tyler Owen says White Sox.
White Sox have.
That's his answer. Only team did not play in the World Series. This one's hit in no man's land. Right fielder Matt is going to come in though and make the play. There's a ball held up long enough.
So first out here in the bottom of the 4th.
This Ricky Merchant has an answer to the rarest play.
I want to say it has something to do with the catcher, the type of triple play. I couldn't give you a for sure answer though. Here comes the 2-0. That one's in their first strike. 2-1 now to Lane Cole.
Cole had a huge double in the top of the second in that first game at Robstown to start the scoring for the Dogs in that game.
Watch that one high for a ball. 3-1 now to Cole.
Big 2-out double.
It was. It hit it all the way down the line.
He's already got a hit here tonight too.
He's been hitting pretty good. Here comes the pitch. And ball 4.
So good at bat for Cole.
He doesn't draw too many walks, but you see it there.
He doesn't. He's definitely a contact hitter. He's going to get up there and make contact. Let's go bring up Mr. Nate Benavidez.
He's been hitting a lot better recently.
Yes, he has.
He's improved a lot this year. Cole has a good lead at first. Here comes the first pitch, and he's going. And no throw. Cole will be safe at second.
Yeah, great jump from Cole. Great jump from Cole.
So 1-0 count to Nate Benavidez.
Yeah, shout out to our camera crew doing a good job of getting that still at second. Those are freshmen on that camera, so doing a good job.
That one inside for a ball. 2-0 to Nate.
Shout out to Coach Rack for making the switch to that camera. Good job, Coach. I think proud.
Here comes the 2-0. That one's in their first strike. 2-1. Nate wanted to swing there.
He did. A little upset at himself, I think, for letting that one go by.
Here comes 2-1. 3-1 now to Nate. Spits on that one. I bet you a strike is coming to Nate. Nate hasn't swung the bat yet in this at bat. I wouldn't be surprised if he does here. Here comes the 3-1. And he does, and shortstop makes a play, and he'll be safe
He's
at
safe
first.
at first. Good job of Benavidez, Charles, to hustle down the line. And he gets in there as a shortstop, bobbles the ball a little bit. Actually, he kind of lost his footing.
Yeah.
Had to get his feet set back underneath him to make sure he made a good throw to first. Throw not in time. So runners on the corners, Charles. One out here. Bulldogs threatening.
So Braden Kelly will step up to bat.
Risk yourself to get out, hit it deep. Just swing. Huh? Yeah.
Let's see if Kelly can get himself an RBI here, tie this one up. Maybe even get Nate in from first. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Yeah, big cut there from Kelly. You would think, Charles, with a runner on third, Nate's going to be taking second.
Yeah, looked like
You're not likely to see a throw down.
Steps off. Looked like Nate was about to go right there. Here comes the pitch. That one outside for a ball.
Yeah, good eye from Kelly.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Nate run here. He has a good lead at first. And yeah, he steps off.
Yep.
And check at the runner, and he's back on a dive just barely. Wow, that was close. Good lead at first, and Kelly didn't like that pitch. Umpire calls it a strike anyways, 1-2. And runner going. Kelly makes contact on that one, fouls it back into the netting.
Yeah, Kelly staying alive. Doing a good job making contact.
So we'll have another 1-2. Here comes the 1-2. And wow, just barely a ball there, just barely inside. It can be hard to tell from here, though, where it missed.
Yeah, we're on the third base side where we're standing commentating from.
So 2-2 count. Here, and another check at the runner. That almost looked like a balk there.
Close.
Looked like he was in his motion. Here comes the pitch. Kelly hits this one center field. It might be too shallow. And
Nope.
Cole's going
He is
for
going
it.
to go. Play's going to be at the plate, and he will be in to score. So Braden Kelly does his job, Charles. Gets the ball to outfield, and that's going to tie the game. 1-1. Great job, Braden Kelly.
Well done. Drives in the run.
So the Texans throw back to third.
And I'm guessing that
Wanted
means,
to talk about Cole leaving early. Definitely don't think he left early.
Oh, no, he did not. I saw him
Yeah,
there
he
on
kept his
yeah.
foot there. Umpire is going to go talk to.
Yeah, I watched Cole that entire time. Yeah, he did not leave early. Yeah, it will remain a 1-1 game. So Jake Coker now up. Hits this one to the shortstop, fields it cleanly, and out at first just barely. He
And
was
Jake
really
Coker
far.
with some wheels, man. Almost beat out the throw, but Dogs tied up. 1-1, Charles.
New
As we
ball
head to the top of the 5th. I've got to step away to the trailer, but stay tuned. We'll be right back here with the top of the 5th.
So here we are heading into the bottom of the fifth. Caden Jammer just pitched a scoreless inning, 1-2-3 in the top of the fifth. So trying to get the stream back, the cameras back and everything. We're just working on everything right now. Everything should be up and working soon. We're working on it. Still 1-1.
Number 50. Oh, okay.
So we're back to the top of the lineup with Caden Jammer coming up. He started off every single inning that he's batted in now. Here comes first pitch, new pitcher, and here comes the pitch to Wyatt Ellis. Wyatt hits this one left field and it'll get down for a base hit. So single for Wyatt Ellis with one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Yeah, first pitch swinging. Ball was right in his wheelhouse. So Rook Sanford now up for the Dogs. Here comes the pitch. That one's low for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. That one's in their first strike, 1-1. Here comes the pitch. That one in the dirt for a ball, 2-1. Here comes the pitch. That one's inside, 3-1. Here comes the 3-1. That one's in their first strike, runs the count full. He's yet to swing the bat in this at-bat. So 3-2 count to tie Thames. Back, count even at 2 apiece. All right, we got cameras back, it looks like. Here comes the pitch. That one just misses. 3-2 count. So full count with a runner at first. Here comes the pitch, runner going. And that'll be ball 4. So he works to walk. 2 runners on now. So dogs will come to talk to Jammer.
All right, folks, we do apologize for that. No, it's frustrating. Missed a big hit, I guess, Charles, right, from Blessing?
Yes, Hope Blessing, RBI triple.
Triple to give the Bulldogs the lead. Again, we do apologize. It's part of it. Our switcher, for whatever reason, decided to quit working for a little bit and wasn't sending any video signal. So when you're in this line of work, you troubleshoot. And we do a lot of troubleshooting at Gata Network, so went through some different scenarios in our head trying to troubleshoot, figure out what it was, figured out after the process of elimination it was the switcher. So we power cycled it, and right now, folks, keep your fingers crossed. We've got video feedback. So we do apologize. We're sorry. Thanks for hanging with us and holding on.
So, yeah, 2-1 Bulldogs.
Yeah, we've got an exciting game here in LaGrange, or as my friend Tyler Rowlett says, LaGrange.
Yes, it would be a good time for a double play. Here comes the pitch. That one high for a ball.
Miss Doak says, thanks for all your hard work. Got a network for you. Appreciate you, Miss Doak. Thank you. So 1 out in the inning, 2 runners on for the Texans.
Here comes the 1-0. That one will be in there for a strike, 1-1.
Jammer looking for a big out here.
Here comes the pitch, and time called.
Yeah, late time granted there. Jammer's not going to like that.
Here comes the 1-1. This one hit.
Yeah, popped up out to right field. Right fielder comes over
Slade
and makes the
Hickle.
catch. Slade Hickle doing a good job as he throws back to throws over to third. Good throw
Yeah, great throw.
from Hickle. So shout out to Slade Hickle, great kid, senior this year. Appreciate him and what he's meant to the program and throughout his years. Slade Hickle, he always likes to give me a hard time. Charles, we were Lucky's earlier. You know, he's picking on me a little bit. No, I love it, though, because I give it right back to him. He's always a lot of fun.
Here comes pitch. That's in there for a strike, going 1.
So big second out for the Dogs. Caden Jammer looking for one more.
Here comes 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. 1 strike away here in the top of the 6th.
Yep, Jammer rolling.
He's pitched pretty good in this one. Big 0-2 coming up. Long paw and steps off.
Yeah, Jammer's got some pitches to work with here, Charles. Probably see him try to go outside, get the batter to chase something.
Big 0-2, here it comes. Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. Caden Jammer. Again, Charles pitching his way out of a jam. The Texans had 2 runners on, 1 out. Not able to get the tying run across the plate. So your Bulldogs, Charles, 3 outs away from a big Game 1 win here in LaGrange. Great job on the mound from Jammer. Be nice if the Dogs could come in here in the bottom of the 6th and pick up some more insurance.
Yes.
So, Charles, we got interrupted from our trivia earlier.
Yeah, we did.
Going back to that, we did have some answers in the chat. Unassisted
Triple play.
triple play is the rarest play in baseball, Charles.
Wow.
You were correct about Barry Bonds being the all-time leader in home runs. That was correct. I believe let me find it. I believe the number was 762.
All right.
And then the only team, Charles, to not ever play in a World Series, the Houston Nationals. I'm teasing. The Houston Nationals have been there. They won it The Seattle Mariners.
There we go.
You were right. Seattle Mariners, the only team.
They should have. In 2001, they won 116 games, the best record that team's ever had. And
What year was that?
2001. They had Ichiro Suzuki that year.
Ichiro. Yeah.
I believe that was Ichiro's rookie year.
Gotcha.
He hit well over 200 hits that year. He did pretty much every single year in his career. Though Ichiro says that if he wanted to, he could have hit up to like 500 home runs in his career, but he would have batted in like the 220s. So he stuck to being a contact hitter, hit a little bit over 100 homers in his career. Never got that deserved World Series ring, though.
So in the chat, Wyatt Welcome says, attaboy Caden. Miss Doak says, Wyatt, I know the guys are missing you. Hope you feel better soon. Wyatt says, I'm missing them. I'm ready to be back Saturday. Wyatt, we do miss you, man. Hope you're at home recovering. Get better soon, man. We definitely need you here Saturday.
Here comes the pitch. That one will be taken for a ball. So 2-0 to Lane Cole.
Yeah, Cole has had a nice night at the plate. Charles doing a really good job.
Here comes the 2-0. That one taken for a ball. 3-0. So Lane seems like he's a lot more disciplined in this game. He already drew a walk in this game. Might draw another one here. 3-0. And he does. 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, 4-pitch walk. Good job of Cole there, working it. Gonna bring Mr. Jake Coker to the plate.
Or Nate Benavidez.
No, I'm sorry, Nate Benavidez. I'm sorry, getting ahead of myself. Nate Benavidez doing a good job making contact tonight.
He has. That one high for a ball. See if the Dogs can get a big inning here after the leadoff base runner.
Shout out to Addie Dvorak again. She's out there on that center field camera, the main shot that you see now. She's way high up on a table in the back of a pickup truck, and really hard to keep that camera steady, but she's doing a good job. We appreciate her being willing to stand out there all night.
Here comes the pitch. That one high for a ball. And
so coach is going to come out from the Texans, talk to his pitcher. Tyler Owens says the Texans pitcher is Junior Jackson Parker. We appreciate that. Lori Doak said, wish I could be there, but my boss said I had to work. That's exactly right, Mr. What a jerk, though, really, you know? I mean, dang. Boss telling you have to work. Man, who is that guy?
I wonder who.
Miss Doak has fed me the past couple days. Appreciate that, Miss Doak.
Awesome.
Aaron Jackson, or as I call him, Doc, in the chat, says, Elmer, is you going to make F3 in the AM? You already know that, man. Absolutely.
2-1 the count to Benavidez after the called strike.
I will be there. It's going to be a late night, but that's okay.
Here comes 2-1. Bunt attempt popped way up in the air, but catcher won't get to it.
I'm going to go and give my HC right now. That's hard commit, Charles, what that stands for in the F3 world. I'll go ahead and give that now. I'll be there. F3 is our men's workout group. We have a good time.
Awesome.
Mr. Metter says OSHA would not approve, LOL. It's hilarious. Love it. Ms. Doak, appreciate the shout-out. She says best principal ever. Well, thank you, Ms. Doak. I love you, too.
So, count even at 2 apiece. Checking the runner, and he's back on a dive. Yeah, Cole does get a good lead at first. Here comes the pitch. That one almost hits him. Count full. 3-2.
Yeah, Nate doing a good job here at the plate, Charles. Working the pitch count up for Mr. Parker. Mr. Jackson Parker doing a tough job coming in and pitching in a high-tension moment, and swinging a miss. Oh, he fouls it. He's able to tip it. Catcher didn't catch it, so, again, staying alive is Benavidez, doing a good job. Never easy, Charles, coming into a game of this magnitude.
Definitely very nerve-wracking. Good lead at first. Here comes the pitch. Bunt attempt with 2 strikes. And
yeah, not able to get the bat on the ball has been Benavidez. I think that would have been ball 4 too, Charles. Looked high.
It did. Braden Kelly coming up to
so
bat.
big first out for the Texans.
Yeah. I'm not sure why we had him bunt with 2 strikes. Maybe we saw the infield way far back.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot. So Mr. Braden Kelly coming up. He had an RBI. Sac fly, his last at bat, to score the first run of the game for the Dogs to tie it up.
So that one called a strike.
Mr. P. Sanford says, yes, you guys are doing a fantastic job broadcasting. We appreciate that.
This
fly
one
ball
way high up in
the
there.
infield. First baseman steps back and makes the catch for out number 2.
A lot of bugs flying around now.
Yeah, the bugs are out. It is that time of year, Charles.
It is. Jake Coker up for the Dogs.
Jake Coker, Charles, we've talked about him a lot. Had a fantastic series against Robstown. See if he can continue that.
Here comes the pitch. Bunt attempt. Beautiful bunt to the
That
third
is a beautiful
baseman.
bunt. Thames making a nice charge on
And
it. And
he's
he's
safe.
not going to be in time. Thames making a very athletic play coming up from third. Charles scoops that ball up, but not able to get it there in time.
So now back to the top of the order, Caden Jammer. Let's see if he can get some RBIs. He's been pitching a great game. He's already got a hit in this one.
Yeah, let's see if we can, Caden Jammer can capitalize.
See if he can show that he could have won that pole. That one high for a ball.
Yeah, that's right. Poll earlier in the broadcast. I think Jammer finished second.
Here comes the pitch. This one hit pretty well. Center field. Center fielder's under it to make the catch for out number 2.
Oh, they called a balk.
Wow.
Wow. So
I was
big,
wondering what's happening.
so big call there as a balk was called. So runners are going to advance, and Jammer's still alive at the plate.
Yeah, there's already 2 outs in the inning. That's why I was confused. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, late balk, but we'll take it. That would have been out number 3.
Yeah, huge call in the inning, especially if Jammer comes up with a hit here.
Here comes the pitch. That one just misses. 2-0.
Yeah, that pitch did just miss.
Here it comes. That one almost hits him.
Yeah, a little high and tight. Some chin music from Parker.
Need to get some music for the chin music.
Yeah, get Miss Doak to work on that, huh? She can play a little sound
And
effect.
they'll just walk him. So intentional walk, and that will bring up Wyatt Ellis.
Yeah, so they intentionally walk. Jammer. Gonna load the bases for Mr. Wyatt Ellis.
So big opportunity for Ellis here with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Bases loaded in a playoff game, game 1 against Wimberley.
Yeah, just looking for a single. Get the ball through the infield.
That one will be in there for a strike.
Yeah, good pitch from Parker to start the at-bat.
Here comes 0-1. This one hit.
So got to
Right
drop. No,
field
right fielder
and-
comes in and makes the play. So that'll be out number 3. As we will head, Charles, to the top of the 7th. Your Sweeney Bulldogs only 3 outs away from a big Game 1 win. Let's see if they can hold them at bay.
Hardest 3 outs in baseball are the last 3.
That's a true story, my friend.
Yeah, we've said it many times here on Gata Network, but it's true.
It is very true. Hardest outs are the last 3.
See if Caden Jammer can complete the game.
Yeah, one run complete games, what Jammer's after. See if he can hold the Texans at bay.
And that 1 run was off of an error, so
it was.
Could have been a.
Yeah, really. You don't even credit that run to Jammer. As again, the Texans' run came in the top of the 1st, as 2 fly balls were missed in left field. But Bulldogs stayed resilient, fought back from that. You know, really thinking about Jammer, he could have gotten really frustrated. They ended up having 2 more men on base. Jammer ends up getting 2 big outs to get out of that inning with only the 1 run scoring. So would have been easy to lose a little composure in that moment. But stayed locked in. It has pitched really, really well.
Yeah, a lot of pitchers giving up a run like that they would lose composure. But Jammer, he stayed locked in. Almost looks like it's raining with all the bugs.
It sure does. A lot of bugs. All right, Charles, it all comes down to this, my friend.
It does.
Here in Game 1 of Round 3. Would sure be sweet, Charles, to get the Game 1 victory here, make that trip home a little nicer.
It would.
So here we go. Caden Jammer usually starts quick. He'll continue that here as this ball's fouled off to the left side. Sorry, right side. Strike 1.
Here comes the pitch. That one low for a ball. 1-1. Here comes the pitch. This one, high pop-up.
Slade Hickle trying to run it down, and he runs into the gate.
Think he's okay.
Foul territory. Not able to make the play.
So 1-2. Jammer working quickly here.
Yeah, I love the effort from Hickle there. One and two the count, Charles.
Here comes the pitch. That one almost hits him. Count even at 2 apiece.
Yeah, a little high and tight.
More chin music.
Batter calls time.
Try to refocus here in a big playoff game, 1-run game. This is as nerve-wracking as it gets.
Absolutely.
Here it comes. That one low and in the dirt. Runs the count full. What an at-bat this has turned into.
Doc in the chat says, good deal. FYI, y'all are doing great. Appreciate you, Doc.
Here comes the pitch. High fly ball.
Hit to right again. Slade Hickle coming in and makes the catch this time in foul territory. Great job. Slade had some room that time. He makes the play. Out number 1.
Almost to the same spot the other one was at.
It sure was. Very close.
Just there, and great camera work.
Yeah, good camera work from our crew. Shout out to them. So while we've got a minute, Charles, speaking of Mr. Aaron Jackson, if his wife is watching, Miss Carrie Jackson, she's a first-grade teacher at the elementary school.
Awesome.
She does an amazing job, and shout out to her on her she's going to kill me for this. She's watching. Shout out to her, though, for her math scores. Her kids performed really, really well.
Awesome.
Yeah, very proud of her and the effort that she puts in every day. She's one of those teachers, Charles, that she's there way before she's supposed to be, and she stays way after everybody else.
Awesome.
And that has come the fruit that, or the seeds that she has sown have definitely come to harvest here at the end of the year, and she's done a great job. So kids are reaping the benefit of that. We appreciate her.
Yeah, that's awesome. Here comes the pitch. Bunt attempt brought back for ball 1. So Dogs are 2 outs away from a Game 1 win. Here comes the pitch. That one will be in their first strike. Great pitch.
Yeah, beautiful pitch from Jammer. 1-1 the count. Looking for 2 big outs.
Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, big swing and a miss. He wanted that. Miss Nicole Scoggins says, way to go, Slade.
And Dogs threw it around the horn, but it's only strike 2.
A little premature, It's just some foreshadowing, Charles. That's all it was.
Might get into the batter's head. Here comes the 1-2. You were right. Foreshadowing. Gets the strikeout. Now they can throw around the horn.
Caden Jammer continuing, Charles, to do a fantastic job on the mound. Because now the Dogs are just 1 out away from a huge Game 1 win. One that they definitely need for sure, knowing who they're probably facing on the mound in Game 2, Mr. Thames.
All we're going to need is just 1 run, and if we can not allow Wimberley to get any runs, then we're all good.
That's it. And whether it's Wyatt Wilkinson or Mr. Kel Newsom, we've got 2 more pitchers who have done a great job this year, who I know can do a great job Saturday.
Here comes the pitch. That's in their first strike, 0-1.
Not to mention Mr. Lane Cole, who does a great job on the mound as well.
He does.
More of a closer role this year, but he's done a great job there.
Here comes the pitch. That one fouled back and out of play.
So Jammer up, Charles, 0-2.
Well, that one went all the way back to the other baseball field down there.
0-2 in the count.
0-2, 2 outs, trying to protect a 1-run game.
See if you can
Secure
get him to
game
chase
1.
something here.
Just miss. 1-2. Wind starting to pick up. Here comes the 1-2. That one high. Count
It
even at 2
just
apiece.
misses.
Here comes the 2-2. Wow.
Ooh, that was close.
Count full, 3-2.
So good job of the Texan hitter to come back on the count after going down 0-2. Big pitch coming here from Jammer.
Here comes the 3-2.
It's popped up.
High fly ball.
Rook's gonna have a chance to play it, and he does! And that's the 3rd out of the inning as your Sweeny Bulldogs pick up a huge Game 1 win here in round 3 against the Wimberley Texans. Shout out to Caden Jammer, Charles, who did a fantastic job on the mound tonight.
Yeah, I mean, talk about it. Only giving up the 1 run, which was in the first inning off of an error.
Heck yeah. Great job.
So huge Game 1 win for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, awesome job. So proud of the guys. Again, the way the game started, Charles, when we rewind and we go back to that top of the first inning, I mean, it could have really been an opportunity for the Dogs to get down on themselves, to get down on each other.
But they never did.
They didn't do that, Charles. They stayed resilient. They kept their heads up, and they came back in this game and came back to get a huge win in Game 1. What a fantastic job. Let's go to the chat real quick. We've got Mr. Wyatt Wilkinson says, see y'all Saturday. Heck yeah, bud.
Awesome.
We look forward to seeing you back out here with us. Nicole Woodard says dogs. Danny Zuko, go dogs. Mike Follette, way to go dogs. And great broadcast by the Gaddon Network crew. Appreciate you, sir. Remember to ring the bell, subscribe. Janice Wright says go dogs. Lori Doak, way to go dogs. Great job. P. Sanford says woohoo, way to go dogs. Nicole Woodard, thank you, Gaddon Network. See y'all Saturday. And Cheyenne Forshee, way to go dogs. So we appreciate all of our viewers tonight. Mr. Metter says, Miss Metter says go Bulldogs. Love it. Thank you guys again for tuning in. We again apologize for losing the stream momentarily, but again, when we're on the road, and especially with anytime you're working with technology, at any time it can fail you. So just the important thing is, again, just like our dogs, Charles, showed resilience on the field, Gaddon Network students showed some resilience tonight.
We sure did.
And getting that stream back up. So shout out to our crew. Again, they did a great job tonight. Miss Addie Dvorak out on the center field camera. Declan Weston on third base. Mr. Jacob Turner on the first base camera. Coach Rack on the switcher. Miss Lauren Doak in the trailer on the streaming software. And my man, Mr. Charles Gutierrez, doing a heck of a job on the mic, man, commentating.
Thank you.
It's been an awesome first year for you, seeing the way you started, your freshman year and back in football season, and the way you've grown and commentating this year. It's exciting, man. And we're not done yet.
Yeah, we're still not done.
So 2 big games. Well, no, I'm sorry. Whoa. Let me back up. Hopefully, just 1 big game.
Hopefully.
On Saturday for the Dogs. Hopefully, we'll finish this in 1. But if not, game 2 on Saturday, or game 3 would follow game 2 on Saturday, 30 minutes after. So I believe it's 1 o'clock, Charles. Is that right?
I want to say so.
I believe game time is at 1 o'clock on Saturday. So Gaddon Network will be right here back in LaGrange. Pray us home. Pray that we get home safely. And thanks again for tuning in tonight to Gaddon Network. Again, hats off to Caden Jammer. Fantastic job on the mound. We will be right back here Saturday. We will see you then. Charles, sign us off.
Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and always go Bulldogs.
Gatta.